Okay, this is for Brennan Aqua. So I have a 26 millimeter Nikon lens. It's an f2.8 on the Nikon Z6III. So this is the ETZ21 Pro adapter, and it's for Sony lenses, which this is, to be mounted on the Nikon camera systems with autofocus. So I can use Sony APS-C full frame lenses. So you match the dots, you turn it, make sure it clicks. There's the Sony lens. Look how flat it is. Put that on. Okay, that's for focusing, whatever. I just got to make sure it's on. And I'm going to put that like that. And then last but not least, I'll put in the tripod. But just to show you that everything is working, I'm going to turn it on. Now I've already shot the clips, okay? So, image area. It's in crop mode. Okay, I'm going to turn it off. Well, best yet, let me show you this. So in crop mode, this is what the lens should work or look like. Okay, this is like your Z30. Okay, so watch what happens when I change the area to turn off the crop, put it on full frame. And you see? You can see a little vignetting. Okay? Now, I'm going to turn it on the stabilization. And I have to go all the way down here. And you notice that this is in the movie mode. Okay? Movie mode. Okay. I had electronic VR on. Okay? So I'm going to turn it off. Now watch what happens. You see more vignetting, right? All right. So I had electronic VR on. And I'm going to go, oh, bad. I'm going to go to vibration reduction. That's the IBIS, okay? I'm going to put it on normal. And you see, you still see it. And if I go an upgrade to the sport, you still see it, okay? Now, watch what happens when I turn this off and turn on electronic VR. You see no vignetting, okay? Now watch what happens if I leave the VR on, but well, made a mistake again. But I go to the regular IBIS. Okay. I guess the best way to do it is look at that. Look at the bookmark. Now I'm going to turn off the stabilization, the IBIS, and just have electronic VR, and you'll see a crop. Turn it off. So you see, there's a crop and it's closer. All right. So that's the test I was doing with the camera, and then I was having overheating issues. All right. So that's just a quick look at what I was doing. Now just watch the rest of the video, and I go into detail of what each mode I was trying with, and I hope this helps you out with the stabilization part. Okay, this is only for video. I had no problems taking pictures. You can increase the shutter speed without any stabilization and get, fantastic photos. Okay. All I was trying to experiment on was to remove the vignetting. I wasn't doing any testing with the stabilization in the previous video. This one is all about stabilization. So let's start watching some videos. Okay, this video is for Ran Aqua. I have the 16mm APS-C lens on the Nikon Z6III using the Megadap ETZ21 Pro adapter. I'm not going to put it in black and white. I'm going to leave it in landscape mode, and it's at 4K 30. No stabilization is on, and I'm walking around. Okay. So in the full frame, sorry about the air conditioning noise. In the full frame mode, you'll see vignetting because it's a crop sensor lens. So I'm walking around, and he asked, he says, you know, sometimes with the stabilization off, either the lens or the camera, you know, you get better results. Also the fact that depending if it's digital stabilized. So the Z30 does not have an IBIS like this camera is. Okay. This lens does not have any stabilization also. So the video I did, the only video part was with this lens, and it was the outside. Any of the photos that I've taken was on the outside was with this lens, and it was all in the backyard. So I'm in the front yard now, where I'm not tripping over my feet. A couple other things, because so I have it on a tripod, okay, and I'm just walking around. So you see the vignetting, okay, and I'm just going to leave it at 4K 30. Turn around, okay. So next test is, since this lens has no stabilization, I will turn on crop mode without any stabilization, and you can see the vignetting go away. Or better yet, let me do it this way. Take all that back. I'm going to turn on the stabilization, and the vignetting will go away. And I'll show you that in the studio, what I had to do in the settings to do this. Now, by putting this lens on other full frame Nikon cameras, it knows this is a crop sensor lens. But for some reason, with this new adapter, and it hasn't been updated with firmware yet, I get the full frame. That's where you see the vignetting, okay? So if they get an update, they'll probably fix this, and then it'll go into crop mode. So what I'm going to do is put it in crop mode. It'll disappear, but no IBIS, okay? And then I'll put it back in full frame, and I'll put it in IBIS, and you can see it almost gets rid of the vignetting, all right? But when I put it in IBIS, then I'll have both in full frame and in crop mode, okay? I hope this helps you, Brandon. Here I'm going to put it in crop mode. No, I'm just going to turn, I'm confused now. I'm going to turn on the crop mode without any stabilization first. Okay, this is the end of part one, all right? I don't want to make it too long and boring, but part two, I'll go with different videos and steps and try to equal out the video length, okay? So this is just part one. Part two is coming next.